paused it since it was opening it. Okay. So I here just to quickly recap. So what I do is when I just clicked on the folder connector, where did I get that one? Where did I find that one? I'll just show you here one more time. Get data and click on the more at the bottom, and you need to wait for some time. After a while, you will find something called folder connector. You click on that folder connector and it will prompt you for specifying the folder name. So in this case, for demonstration purpose, we are going to use this folder name, NC Daily Sales. As per the Power BI folder connector, it goes and picks up the files not only from this mail folder, but also from the subfolders of this folder. Also, it goes and picks up the file. That we will see it now. Look here, the all, and you can see the folder connector. Click on the connect. I just go back here, and then I select right click on it, copy it, and then I'm going to paste it here in the folder. Okay, I'm going to hit OK. Look here. If you notice it very closely, NC daily sales in this folder, we had the July.xls file. Yes, we have July. In this folder, we have July.xls file. And also in the subfolder APR, we have APR.xls file is there. It picked up both the main folders file as well as the subfolders files also it picked up in one go. APR.xls. APR.xls and July.xls, these two files got picked up automatically. If you have 100 files, if you have 30 files, just specify the folder name. It goes and picks up all the files from that folder as well as from the subfolders. That's it. So now the objective here is I want to combine these two data file, Excel file, into single file. This is my April month, so that 2 months sales performance, if they want to say it, okay. If you combine this in a single file, and you can use the sum function to find out the total sales, right? So here you find 4 button in this case. Unlike in other type of the connectors, in this case you can see the 4 buttons are there. These 3 were common for all the type of file. Okay, load, transform, data, cancel. Cancel is common sense. When you click on cancel, the data will not get loaded. The transform data, when you hit this button, it will open up the query editor. The load, if you hit this button, it will load the data. But this is very specific to the combine is very specific to the folder connector. When I click on the drop down here, I can see that 2 options are combine and transform data, combine and load. I'm simply ignoring this option. I'm not going to use combine. I'm going to simply hit this load button now. First load the data, and then we will check, are there any problem is there in the existing data, loaded data. In case of any issues, then we will go and transform the data. First, I want the data to be loaded. Hence, I'm going to hit the load button. Potential security risk, okay, let it be there. That was a warning, you can ignore it. Now, where can I check whether that folder files got loaded or not? On the right side, you can see the top corner, you can see the data pane. The data pane, look at NC daily sales. The folder itself considered as a table here. Next to the folder name, you can see the table. Hence, this is a table. And if you expand this, you can see the columns that belong to the NC daily sales. And if you go to the data view, switch to data view and select the NC daily sales. But here, instead of showing the data that are available in the Excel file, it just shows the metadata about your files. What do you mean by metadata about my file? My file name is April, another file name is July.xls file. And the date axis, right? So these data gives additional information about these 2 files. Hence, it is called as a metadata. Which one? Whatever I put it in the rectangle, right? Highlighted in rectangle. The 4 columns, data accessed, modified to till folder path. These are called your metadata. It gives you additional information about the file, but it is not showing these two files data here itself. How do I see that? So that is when we need to go to the Power Query editor. So I select, currently I'm in data view, and then what I did, I just selected the home ribbon, and in the home ribbon you will find the transform data. If you click on the drop down here, you'll find the, if you click on it, it will open up the Power Query editor. Power Query editor is kind of a kitchen. That is where we do all data cleaning, data pre-processing, everything. Only we'll be doing it majority of the time. And I'm going to select NC daily sales. Look here, the same thing. Whatever we have seen it in the data view here, the same thing we are seeing in the Power Query editor also. What I'm going to do is I'm going to select only these two columns, binary XLI, the July.xls, and then I'm going to right click on it, remove other columns. Keep only these two columns, the rest of the data you can remove it. Sorry, yeah, you remove it. So after I removed it now, but still I can see something like content in July. What I'm going to do, I'm going to click somewhere next to July.xls, not on this name. Let's see what happens. It shows just July.xls. Nothing great has happened. This now what I do is I'll be clicking on this icon, double down arrow. This one will expand your table data. Look here, the another point which you need to note it down here is we are not only combining these two Excel file data into a single file, but also we are combining the sheets that are available in these two files. Okay. For example, in April.xls file, July.xls file, each of these Excel files have two sheets in it. If I open it in July.xls, in this Excel file, I have two sheets are there. Similarly, in the April.xls, we have two sheets are there. We need to, so in total, we have 4 sheets, isn't it? File 1, I have 2 sheets, and file 2, I have 2 sheets. In total, we have 4 sheets. All the 4 sheets data to be combined together in a single file. Look here, like I said, in July.xls file, when I open it, we can see the sheet 1 and sheet 2 also. If you go to the sheet 2, here also you will find the data here. So how many number of records are there? Excluding the column header, the customer segment, rest of 18 records are there. Here also 18 records are there. In which file? In the July.xls file. So 18 plus 18, how much? 36. And if I go to the April file, and if I open this, even in this file, I have 2 sheets are there. Look here, sheet 1 and sheet 2 is there. Okay, and each sheet we have only 18 records are there. You all agree with me or not? Exclude the column title. Excluding the column title, rest of the data, it tells me almost 18 records are there. Okay, fine. Both the Excel, we have 2 sheets are there. Fine. So next step, I just go to the Power Query editor. So here, I just clicked on the double down arrow. It opened up something like combine files. Here it shows me sheet 1 and sheet 2, parameter 1, 2. Okay, okay, fine. So what it says is we have sheet 1, sheet 2 available in both the file. That is what it shows. And I'm going to keep the cursor over. I just selected right click on it and select the transform data and wait for some time. Okay, got it. Look here, we have sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 1, sheet 2. With that, we can understand an APR.xls file, and then July.xls file. In each file, we have sheet 1, sheet 2. It did the perfect job. Now, again, I'm going to click on the double arrow. And then if you scroll down, you will find something called use original column name as prefix. I'm talking about this one. Okay, it is, you can uncheck it. We don't need it. But if you see here, the column names are quite weird, isn't it? Instead of specifying the order number, order date, and so on, it shows something like column 1, column 2. It requires some kind of data pre-processing. I'm going to hit OK now. Now, both the Excel file got combined. Okay. And you can see if you click on the drop down here, you can sheet 1 and sheet 2. Both the Excel file sheet 1 data got combined to single sheet 1, and both the sheet 2 data got combined. So how do I check that? For example, I'm going to unselect it. I'm going to select sheet 1. I'm going to hit OK now. Let's wait for some time. It has to filter the data. Basically, we wanted to see in the sheet 1 how many number of records got loaded here. We can see that 1 to 19 and 20, right? So both the sheets, both the Excel file, sheet 1, we have 18. How much? 36 records should be there. And 1 second, it shows something different. No, error. 1 second. Okay, this file, I opened it. I'm going to close this. Filtered row sheet 1 only is there. And we can see some kind of error. We can ignore this one. I'm going to look here just beneath the applied steps in the Power Query Editor. We can see the steps so far, whatever we carried out, got recorded. It's something like a CCTV in your apartment. When you watch the recorded video, in the case of CCTV, it will show you which person came to your house first, which person came later. Same way, what actions we have taken first, right? It stores the steps, whatever we carried out in sequence, right? It shows that, steps here. And if you want to see the expanded table content here, this is where I double clicked on the arrow, right? So look here, this is the right, this is what I did it. So in this step, this is what we did it. And in the next step, change type, the Power Query Editor did some, it assigned the data type and then expanded. So the applied steps section, it will consist of both the steps carried out by us and the tool itself. Okay. Yeah, we can see the sheet 1 and sheet 2 and all put together. 76 records are there. Sheet 1, sheet 2. So 4 into 18s. How many number of records? 4 into 18. 4 into 18. 72 records should be there. But we have 76 rows are there here. How come it is possible? That is because in each sheet, we have a column header, right? 4 column headers are there. So 76 minus 4, how much? 72. Yes, it did a good job. It combined the data from all the files. 76 records, correct. So now what I do is I'll just select the name column, right click on it, remove. Sorry, I don't want to do it here. The filter rows here. Maybe incomplete. Okay, I'm going to undo this one. How do I undo the last step? So the last step was filtered rows. I want to undo this one. How can I undo this one? Click on the cross icon that is next to your step. See, in Power Query Editor, Control Z or the Control Z will not work. Instead, if you want to any undo, right, you need to click on the cross mark next to the step. Okay, it went back here. Fine. So what I'm going to do is I don't need this column anymore. I'm going to remove it. And it requires some kind of treatment. Column 1, column, right? So ideally, there is a problem here. Ideally, this row, the first row should get moved, in the column section. Only then it will display the correct column name. So for that, what I do is I will just select the transform ribbon and use first row as it is. I'm going to do this and use first row as it is. So the row ID, order ID, everything will get promoted to your column header. Yes, we are done. Okay, and what is the next step? The next step is you want to check all the 4 sheets got combined correctly or not, right? So how many number of records are there? I just go to so currently we are in transform ribbon, let it be there. I'm going to click on the count rows and wait for some time. 75 records got loaded. This is actually the correct one, 75. Okay, because you have 4 files or 4 sheets, right? 4 into 18 records. 72 records should be there. And then plus 1, the header column. Column header should be there, right? That is what I'm talking about, 73 rows. But now it shows 75. That means what happened? So there are 2 additional rows got loaded here. What are those rows? The problem here is, for example, here something column name is order number, order date. So either 1, 2, 3, up to 18 records got loaded from sheet 1 of your one Excel file. Let's say a.xls file. Okay, and that is what we are seeing it here. And I have another thing called sheet 1 in another Excel file. This is your, this is your April month. And the April month sheet 1 is that. This sheet 1 is available in May month or July month. July month, okay, fine. So here also you have the order date, order number, order date. What will happen is this column header. So here we have 18 records in file 1. In sheet 1, we have 18 records. In the case of April month Excel file, in sheet 1, we have 18 records. The July month Excel file, in sheet 1, we have 18 records here. 18 plus 1, this one, right? So this one will get appended at the end of this one, okay? The order number and order date, something. Again, here 1, etc., 18 record. And this is sheet 1. And sheet 2 also, you have something like 18, 18, other. So here what happens is this one goes extra. 18th record onwards, this is my sheet 1 data. And in the April month, and in the case of July month, sheet 1 also, we have data, isn't it? So one after the other, it should get loaded. See, it's something like that. See, you have file 1 and file 2. Sorry, file 2. In file 1, you have something like 1, 2, 3 values are there. In file 2, you have 1, 4, 5 is there. The one is your column name. okay, column, or say, let's serial number. Serial number, this is your serial number. If you combine these two things, what will happen? The expected output is SL number, serial number. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is what the expected output, isn't it? But what happens is here also the serial number column is there, and here also serial number column. Along with these two data set, this one goes in between SL number. This is not the preferred one, right? See, you just think that, you have two different rectangle. If you keep both the rectangle together, it will be like this, right? But the problem here is in between, right? When in the second one, when it goes and gets appended to the first one, even the second one also, you have the column names, column header. This needs to be removed, but it doesn't know how to remove it. We have to explicitly remove it. In that case, what will happen is here you have at least 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5. In total, 5 records only should be there. Since it is while combining the data, right? It's simply plugging in these two things, right? The two rectangles. In that case, 1, 2, 3, SL number 4, 5. See, SL number 1, 2, 3, SL number 4, 5. This one is not required. We need to remove it, exclude it, right? If you don't exclude, what will happen? 5 values plus 1, 6, and 7. It will show total number of records 7. Actually, it is not 7. We need to subtract this one. 6 records. 6 records are really correct, right? You need the column name also. So 3, 4, 5 plus 1, 6, 6 records. So the same example here. But in our case, we have 2 Excel file, and each Excel file have 2 sheets in it, and each sheet have 18 records exactly. Thank God. Okay, so 4 into 18, 72 records, but 3 records it shows, additional. Those 3 records are related to the 3 different sheets column header. Okay, now I checked it. If I remove the column header, it'll come exactly 72 records. I'm going to click on the cross mark next to the counter rows. So this is how you can undo the last step, okay, by clicking on the cross. Okay, fine. So we are done. And if I click on the drop down here, the row.id, and if you see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17, 18 record. After 18th record, again the row ID comes into picture. Smartly, I am going to unselect this one. If I unselect this one, the entire row for this one will not get included in this data set. I'm going to hit OK now. See, okay, you got confused. Don't worry. Okay, I'll explain you. Okay, and look here now. I excluded that thing, the column header, for the subsequent records. And again, I want to check how many number of records got loaded. I select the transform ribbon, click on the count rows. It's very interesting, right? 70 records, beautiful. See what happened when it is doing the consolidation. I'll just show you April, and then okay, I'll just open one Excel file and I'll show you that. Can you all agree with me? In the April.excel file, we have 2 sheets, isn't it? And here we have 19 records, including the column header. And here also we have 19 records, which include the column header. If I simply select this one and then put it in this page, to in the interest of consolidating both the sheets data in a single file, what will happen? If you paste it, second sheet data also. You can remove sheet 2 because you put the sheet 2 also here, okay? But in this case, the row ID got in here in the in between, right? So this one causes confusion. If you have the column name like an order ID, order date, in the first record, that makes sense. But in between, if you have it, it doesn't make any sense. The problem here is when it comes to quantity discount, this is a numeric column. When you put a text value like quantity, discount is a text value, the entire numeric data type will get converted text data type. Even if you have a single text value in a numeric column, the entire column will become a text data type. So how do I exclude this unwanted column header here? So for that, even in Excel, I think you can do it. You just select this column, go to the data here, and then filter, and then you just click on the drop down. And if you scroll down here, row dot ID, you exclude that, click on OK, and you will not be able to see this one. Now, if you see the total number of records, how much? 38 records. 38 records. How much? No, it shows more, right? 18 plus 18, 20, 36 plus 37. Yeah, 37 records, correct. 38 records are there. If you exclude the first one, how much? 37 records. So in sheet 1, 18 and sheet 2, 18, 36 records should be there. 36 plus 1 is 37 records should be there. But here we have 38 records. Okay, and let me just go here. Why the confusion? Yeah, 19 plus 1938. I just put it here. Yeah, because we have excluded it. Still that record is there here, no? That's why it is causing. Look here. How did I exclude it? Look here, I filtered that one. I excluded that one. Row.id, the column header. So hence it shows 37 records are there, both the sheets put together. Sorry, 38 records. 38 minus 1, 37 records. See, look here, 19. After 19, the 20th got hidden, isn't it? That was the column header. It got hidden. Okay. So 38 minus 1. You need to subtract 1. 37. And if you subtract the column header, 36. Yeah, 18 plus 18, 36. You got it? That is how. So 36 plus 36, 72. So in April file, we have 36 records. And the July file, we have 36, 72 records. In total, 72 records got loaded here. You need to check, you need to test this like this in the real world scenario. Okay. Now we are able to successfully combine two Excel file data. Not only we are able to combine the data from two Excel file, and also we were able to combine each Excel files, sheets also, right? Okay, now the question is, in April.xls, I have sheet 1 and sheet 2. In July file, Excel file, I have only sheet 1 is there. Will that work? It will not work. It will fail. The structure should be same. Let's say you have 4 Excel files are there in this folder. And each Excel file have sheet 1, sheet 1, sheet 1. Only one sheet is there, then it is fine. But let's say in one Excel sheet, you have 2 sheets are there, sheet 1 and sheet 2. Another Excel file, you have only sheet 1. Another Excel file, you have sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3. The structure is not same. It will not do the consolidation. So, see, first thing is, yes, we were able to successfully combine the 4 sheets data that are available in 2 Excel file. We did it, right? We combined it. So now let us understand what the prerequisites for the folder connector. In the case of folder connector, I'll write it here. In the case of prerequisites for the folder connector, prerequisites. The structure should be same. The schema structure should be similar. And then the file types should be similar. File types should be similar. What do you mean by file types should be similar? You're not supposed to have .xls file along with that .json file. This is not acceptable. If you want to combine more than one file, if you want to combine multiple file into a single file, make sure that all the files are having the similar type. If it is an Excel file, everything should be Excel file. You're not supposed to use the combination of the Excel file, CSV file. It will not work. It will throw an error. This condition needs to be met if you want to use the folder connector. And then all the files, Excel files, structure should be similar. In the sense, in the April.excel file, if you have two sheets, and the same two sheets should be available in another Excel file also. The sheet name should also be same, sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 1, sheet 2. Yes, I have in April file and July file, I have two sheets are there. But here I have sheet 1 and sheet 2 is there. Here also have two sheets, but here, I have put sheet 1, but data I put it here for the, data 1. The sheet name is data 1, I mentioned it. Then also it will not work. Here also you need to have sheet 1 and sheet 2. The sheet name should also be same. And then the third condition is number of columns. Number of columns should be same, similar. Number of columns should be same. And data type. Lastly, the data type. The column name and data type should be similar. These are the prerequisites. Order of the columns doesn't matter. Okay, for example, you have order in April file, you have something called order number and order date is there. But whereas in the July month, you have order date and order. The column order got changed here. But still, in the latest version of the Power BI, let's say in July month, the first column is your order date. What happens is when you combine this, the order date data will go to your other files order date only. The order number will go to the respective order number column only. So order of the column doesn't matter, but the data type should be same. For example, in the case of April, you have something called quantity column. It is a sales column. You have sales column. The sales column is numeric, whereas in July, the sales column is text. When will text can come? For example, along with the numeric value, they put $, $200312. So entire column of the sales will become a text data type for the July. If you load the text into the numeric column, while combining it, what will happen? When you combine these two files, this one will get combined with this one. But here the data type is text for the sales column. Here the data type for the sales column is a number. You cannot load the text into number, it will fail. Hence, the data type should be similar across all the files, and the column name should also be similar. Here odd number is there, here also odd number should be there. Column name should be same, data type should be same, and number of columns ideally it should be same. And then the file type should also be same. If you want to use folder connect to combine multiple files. Structure should be similar in the sense, here you have sheet 1, sheet 2, and other files you need to have sheet 1 and sheet 2. That's it, guys. This is how the folder connector works. And the advantages are really good, right? And if I go here and then click on the file and close and apply, the final change will get applied to the 36 records. Sorry, 72 records will get combined together. And then that one will be made permanent as part of the data model. Yes, Shri, 4 into 18, how much? 72 records are there, isn't it? Look here, NC daily sales got loaded here, right? So fine, good. And here you can see the NC daily sales. Okay, good. I go back to the transform data again, the Power Core editor, and then select the NC daily sales. And then on the right side, you have the applied steps. Currently, it is this one got selected. And what it is, once again, I'm going to select the transform and I'm going to click on the count rows. So now it shows the 90 records. Why 90 records after combining this? Let me just check. Some confusion happened somewhere. Yeah, row.id excluded. 3 files, the row.id would have got excluded. I'm going to undo this one, and this is the filtered one. Yeah, the filtered one shows 72 rows, right? It shows correctly 72 rows. Yeah, I think I made some mistake. Let me just 72 records are there, correct. If I go to the transform and then click on the count rows, I think in between I made some mistake. Counted rows 90. But if you, okay, I just go here, promoted area, rows and change type one. And your filtered rows, I just undo the counted rows. And if you scroll down here, let's scroll down till the end. 70 records are there, right? Yeah, only 72 records are there. Why it shows 90? Okay, I just go and apply it again. I think you added, yeah, correct, right? In the Excel, I added additional 19 records because of which 72, 80 to 90, yes, correct. Because of which it got, I shouldn't have saved it. I think I saved it mistakenly. Yeah, that's why it shows the 90 rows, correct. Good catch. In the Excel file, here I put that one. No, I removed it, no. And then in the July.xls, let's see here. 1919, it is 1919 only is there. And the April file, yeah, 19 and 19. I just put it for the demo purpose. I did not save it, correct. That's what I was wondering. How come 90 rows are there here? Okay, and this is the cause for concern. But if I go here, the transform data, it shows. Let us do one thing. I'll just select the NCD daily sales. And so look here, 72 rows, right? Look here on the left side. Yeah, here I think you need to select this one. Copy entire table. Use first row. Okay, wait. 20, 21, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 30, 31, 33, 37, 39, 40, 41, 44, 45, 46, 50, 52, 40. Okay, the 18th record. 18th, after 18th, yeah, 19th record comes in here without header, right? 7, it shows 72 only, right? I don't know why he says, okay, what I will do is to test this, I just go here, add column, and we have something called index column. I'm going to create a custom column here, okay? Index, let us see. The index also shows the same thing. Row number, oh sorry, row number increment by 1. Sorry, this starting index supposed to be 1 and increment by 1, okay? Yeah, add index column, I just click on it. And if I go and see the bottom, yeah, 72 only is there, right? I just select file, close and apply. Now I switched over the data view. It shows, sometimes it is not getting refreshed correctly, right? Crazy thing. Look here, 1, 2, 3, 72 records. So the index is showing correctly, right? So 1, 2, 3. So that's that will get generated sequentially. See, now it shows correctly. Sometimes when you open it and you need to close it, it's kind of it needs some time to, like, some people they need time to understand, right? maybe 70 rows. Ideally, it confused us, 90 rows. Actually, it was 72 only. The counting was not correct. Let us go and check on, but I'm just wondering, sorry, to do this one. See here, if I select NC daily sales, and when I go to the transform and click on the count rows, let's see what, yeah, now it shows. How come it was showing something nonsense there? Maybe the index fixed that issue. And if I remove the index, count rows, 72, okay. Maybe, something went wrong from its side. Folder connector. Okay, this wraps up today's session. It's already 2 o'clock. Okay, even I have some office work. Even we work during weekend. We will circle back tomorrow same time. It's 12 p.m. Please remember that, not 12:30. Sorry for the confusion. Last week I put 12:30. Obviously, would have thought 12:30, right? So tomorrow, and all the videos of today's session will get loaded sometime later. Later in the evening. You can watch it. Tonight. The today's video, since you joined it. Yeah, extremely sorry, Kamal Jit. From my side also mistake is there. Most of them they got confused. Since I sent it 12:30, most of them, and yeah, I saw some message. They said I thought it was 12:30, and but after I saw the message 12 p.m. By 12:15 I saw the message. Then there is no point in joining. Better you share the videos. That's what I said. No problem. I'll send the reminder info and henceforth. In case of any change in the time, I will highlight it. Okay, so that you will not miss the session. Okay, see you all, and we will meet up tomorrow. And I'll make sure that I will upload the file. Today. Okay, you can watch the videos. Okay, fine. Thank you. Bye bye. Take care. See you all in tomorrow's session. Bye bye.